Hello, all you lovely people in internet land. This is Andrew AC Yoshimura for Game Life Balance Australia. Now, a bit of a different video today. I just thought I'd show you something from my childhood, or at least my teenage years. Here in front of me, I have something called the Sega Lock-On. It's not a console, and it's not a video game, although it's kind of a game, I suppose you could say. It is actually a laser tag set. Now, laser tag was a very popular sort of pastime that I suppose came and went. It's still active today, but I think it's fair to say that paintball kind of took over quite a lot since then. And I just thought I'd show you what we used to do and how we used to play and how it works. So, first of all, the Australian set would come in a box. I don't have the original box. In fact, this isn't my original, unfortunately. My original is long, long gone. I moved to Japan and I think my parents threw it away or sold it or whatever. But there was a nice box. I'll probably put the box cover as the description, as the thumbnail for this video. Now, what do you get included? You get 2 sets, which is very important. And you think, well, duh, why wouldn't they have 2 sets? Well, because in Japan, they actually sold these individually. So you had to buy one, and then you had to have a mate who would buy one. I was going to say foolish enough to buy one. It's not so much foolish, it's just, I don't know, like, it just seems kind of weird to sell them separately and just hope that another friend of yours has it. But that's Japan for you. So when you bought this thing, the interesting thing was, number one, it came with a whole bunch of stickers, so you could customize your laser tag guns. Number two, unlike most products of the time, it actually came with batteries. Of course, I don't have the batteries here. These ones I got from a garage sale, so the box wasn't included, unfortunately. Dreamcast mug. Might be having a sneaky thieving Welshman here, as is customary. Now, I'll show you the ones with the stickers on it first, so you can get a bit of a layout for what it actually looks like, how it works. So the gun itself has 2 sensors in here. The on-off button is here. Now the on-off button also is the how to play in versus mode. So basically there's A and B. So when you turn it on, you match your headset here to the same frequency. Now I'll put these on later on and show you. There's not a whole bunch of overt Sega branding on it. Like, they didn't say, from the makers of Mega Drive. I almost said Genesis, but it's Mega Drive here in Australia. So you can probably see the Sega brand there, just above where someone put Myst. Now, I took all the stickers off one of these to give you a clear look of what they look like, but I decided to leave the stickers on the other one just so I could kind of differentiate them. Now, it does look very 90s. It kind of looks like a hairdryer in many aspects, probably because of this. And this houses the speaker, and you'll see why soon enough. And the trigger, which is just a button spring there, so it's not like a real trigger, which kind of felt a little bit disappointing, because you can't kind of, it doesn't have the same visceral sort of practicality as a real trigger would. You can actually kind of, your whole finger can go over it and accidentally not take the shot. Now there is another button here, which is the high power booster shot. Okay, and I'll explain how that works a bit later. And then we got the headset. Now, a lot of laser tag games would like have some sort of strap-on body thing, and this one goes around the head rather than the body. This is good and bad. The other piece here is for the headset. And I'll also show you that when I show you the other one. But that's kind of what it looks like. So, I don't know, I kind of like the fact that there is a headset for this. The reason being is that, I mean, it's not really bulky, so that helps. The range isn't great, but it's not bad. But the best thing about it is that if you're wearing this and you're taking cover, you can't just fire indiscriminately because the other person might be taking cover as well. You have to actually stick your head out and make yourself vulnerable. So whenever I was playing laser tag in with the bodysuit sort of patch thing on, you know, it'd be very sneaky just to poke your head out and then just fire away at, you know, whatever's moving. But you actually have to stick your head out if you want to get a good shot. So it's fairly accurate, I want to say. It's not, I mean, this is memories from a very long time ago. But, you know, I remember waiting in the trees all day for friends to come by so I can shoot them. Now, I'll actually show you what it's like when it's turned on. So this is the blank one, the one that I took all the stickers off. One of the great things about it is that it takes 2 C-size batteries. So not, it's, you know, it's got a bit of weight to it, and the handle is actually man size, or adult size, I suppose I could say. Now, that's good because, you know, it's not like a dinky little thing that, you know, when you grow past a certain age, when you're a teenager, you know, your hands won't fit it anymore. So I do like the way it feels and the way it weighs, despite the fact that it does look a little bit like a hairdryer, which I've mentioned. And when you turn it on, so already a bit of a giveaway. Next, we have the headset. Now I'll match it to the same frequency. So this one's on A, and I'll put this one. I love that sound. On frequency A. All right, once again, you know, I've taken the stickers off this one. Now you might be wondering, why is there a backwards 9 on this? Well, that is where this bit comes in. This clips here. Hang on. There we go. And when you look at it here, you see the reflection of a 9. So basically, I don't think you're going to be able to see that very well, if at all, through that. But it's even got a little code here. So backwards 9 is 9, backwards 8 is 8. Backwards 7 is 7, etc, etc, etc. Now these are the certain amount of lives that you have. You don't have to wear this thing. In fact, you can actually kind of take it off like that so you can get a better shot, which I always thought was pretty cool. But it is a little distracting. Now I'll put it on. Mess up my hair. And I can actually see the 9 quite clearly. Now, what is kind of disappointing is that it is actually a little bit more bulky than I remember, so you really got to tie the head strap on tight. And this is what it sounds like when it fires. So this is what happens when you turn on the high power. So it kind of alerts the other person, and so pretty cool. So basically, you would look like a complete and total tosspot out there wearing this. But I'm gonna say, we had a lot of fun. Now, what was great about this is that a friend of mine had a set, and then another friend who was in Brisbane had a set as well. So we actually had, and could have, basically 2 teams of 3 people, some on A frequency, the others on B frequency. Now, we also had a forest behind my house, so we could go back there and we just spent days, just hours and hours and hours, you know, hiding behind trees, hiding near the brook, which is a little stream, and just firing away, often indiscriminately. And of course, the people who had more strategy would always win. Now, this thing, although you can see the 9, I can see the 9 quite clearly here. is actually kind of distracting because it is kind of like wearing half a pair of sunglasses. So let's turn this to B. Now that beeping sound basically means that someone has got me in their sights. Now, of course, it's not actually really pointed anywhere near me. When you're much, much further away, it works a lot better, but when you're in close quarters, it's basically like a remote control kind of pointing it. So this is what happens. Oh no, I've only got 8 lives left. Well, let's turn high one on. So it actually flashes with a H there. And it stops doing it after a while as well. So I'll turn it back on. And it gets much faster. Oh, I've only got 2 lives left. Now it's really flashing now because I've only got 1 life left and... And it's still going. All right, how do I switch that thing off? So that's how it used to work. And despite the fact that these things do make a lot of noise, I suppose that's actually a good thing when you've got a whole field of people. I think the instruction manual said you're only meant to play 1-on-1, but you know, 3 against 3 did still actually work pretty well. We actually had to confine the area we were playing in because we went so far into the forest that we couldn't find each other for ages, despite the fact that it was beeping. So we actually had to kind of say, all right, everything has to happen in this one area of the forest. So how does it stack up today? I don't really see a lot of laser tag games anymore, and I think the last one I saw was definitely marketed towards children. I have a lot of fondness for this, but that's also because it was, you know, spending a lot of time with my friends in the forest, having a lot of fun, and I don't know, I got this because it's just such a unique thing from Sega that you just didn't really see. I mean, you know, Sega does make toys and stuff like that, and they do market stuff out, and this is kind of a game, but on the other hand, you know, kind of weird that they just decided, oh, you know, laser tag. People like that. I'm sure we can sell this to them. And they did, and it worked. I don't think this product was particularly successful. And as to its worth today, I have no idea. I mean, you know, the fact that it says Sega probably means it's worth something to someone. But other than that, I just think it's a neat curiosity from the 1990s. I would love to be able to have a couple of games with this, even 1-on-1. Unfortunately, my knees do not work so well anymore. But, you know, if you do see one cheap, pick one up, because, you know, it's always great to have a hairdryer type looking gun on your wall. I love that. But my favorite sound, I want to make this for my ringtone actually, I really like this.